All right, yeah. Question is, what are my long-term career aspiration? All right, yeah. Career aspiration means like that. Ki the question is that ki what is actually your long-term goal? Okay, yeah. Okay, long-term goal. Um, all right, yeah. So basically, let me tell you one thing about myself. I am 31, living with my parents, not earning any money. Right now, I'm doing this YouTube. Okay, my content is regarding about photography, Photoshop design, something like that. All right, yeah. Yeah, like kind of like a something that photography, Photoshop, graphics design, वगैरह. Okay. Right now I have 1,200 something subscriber. Okay, yeah. I'm not really earning any money from this YouTube. All right. My long-term goal is that I wanted to earn money from the YouTube. All right, yeah, it's bit really kind of like something very common, right? Yeah. By the way, this YouTube is a kind of like a something I make sure that it's the only thing that I should supposed to be achieve. Only thing, sorry, not worry. It's a kind of like a something only thing that I should supposed to be do. Okay, yeah. At this moment, like I shouldn't supposed to be kind of like a something scattered from like a job. Then I will part time do the YouTube. No, I am not that person. I decided that YouTube is the only thing that I have to pursue my entire life. So I'm actually putting a lot of effort into this thing. Okay, yeah. Um and basically yes, another goal another like long term goal is that I wanted to build the app. Okay, what kind of like a some app that you wanted to build? Okay, it's a kind of like a something very tricky, but you just have to understand to me to make the app. Okay, yeah. Okay, so basically, it's this thing. The things that you are actually hearing, this thing is called artifact episode. Okay, yeah, it's kind of like a something a self talk. I actually kind of like a something talk to myself regarding about what exactly happened, this and that, something like that. Okay, I am doing this thing since 2015 every single day. All right, yeah, every single day I'm actually recording this kind of like a stuff. Because of this artifact, it kind of like a something. Okay, like I found a lot of kind of like something advantages about talking to self and something like that. It's something that it's something really like great. You haven't really sometimes you can't really express the things that you are kind of like somebody experience. Okay, yeah. Like example is this thing that have you ever drive Lamborghini? Okay, yeah. Like you won't be able to express the kind of like a something the feeling of driving the Lamborghini, yeah, until you drive the Lamborghini. Okay, yeah. So this kind of like a something is the same thing. Okay, yeah. Like basically is this thing now when you interact with yourself, like interact means like when you talked with yourself, it's a kind of like a something that at the beginning it was like kind of like a something very awkward. For me it's also really been really awkward, but simultaneously I just kind of like a something realized that yeah, I just have to do it, so I'm just kind of like doing it. And right now I'm bitterly comfortable with myself, bitterly comfortable with sharing this thing in kind of like a something audio format. It's a kind of like a something the diary. Okay, yeah. Like in every day you are kind of like a something writing about the what exactly things happen in your life. I'm kind of like a something doing the same thing, but little bit different. Instead of writing things, I kind of like a record things. All right, yeah. So yeah. Because of this artifact, it's kind of like a something put the lot of impact in my life. Okay, um like basically I was a kind of like somebody very worse person, like a really legitly worse person. Okay, yeah. And right now I'm kind of like a somebody good at kind of like my thought process is kind of like a change, my thinking abilities is change, my looking at the world is change. Like basically I'm looking at very bright point of perspective and kind of like a figure it out what should I supposed to do to make things good, and I'm doing it that. Okay, yeah. By the way, like basically I haven't really kind of like a something achieve kind of like a some sort of money and something like that, no, but it's a kind of like a something that a personal growth artifact is a kind of like a something that you should supposed to be used as a kind of like a something personal growth. And yeah, it kind of like a something helped me a lot regarding about everything. All right, yeah. So I like basically last year I got an idea, okay, that key what if I make a app. Okay, yeah, like example is this thing that key, like basically there is a app that people could kind of like a talk about the things that they wanted to talk regarding about what exactly happened in their life and things like that in the audio format already, yeah. And then basically is this thing, but but there is this thing that ki their privacy is a kind of like a something very secured. Okay, yeah, means like that ki like this kind of like a something artifact which kind of like a share, and so many people could kind of like a something listen that particular artifact. But the problem is that ki they don't know who is that person who records that thing. Privacy is a kind of like a some utmost priority, because of that, like, if we have privacy, that means like the people would kind of like a simply share a lot of things without knowing that ki their privacy is kind of like something always be intact. So that's why I'm kind of like a something building such an app that kind of like a people would share their thoughts and things regarding about world and everything. Okay, yeah. And and yeah, so basically this kind of like a something app that I wanted to build. Okay, yeah. Last year I thought about this thing. Last year means like 2023 I started this thing. Okay, yeah. But have you ever started like building the app? Well, yeah, like basically almost like a couple of months ago I was kind of like a learning Android Studio. I was kind of like a learning that how do I supposed to make the app and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. But the problem is that ki it's a kind of like a something that ki it kind of like a something like I can't do both means like that ki right now I'm doing this content creation YouTube, by the way. Okay, yeah. And simultaneously if I'm kind of like a started learning this Android thing, Android project, Android Studio, then it kind of like a something that ki bother much, like basically I won't be able to upload my content as much as wisely as kind of like a consistently, because like basically I have to focus on the Android Studio and things like that, because Android Studio, learning about the Android developer is a kind of like a something another thing, and being a photographer, being kind of like a something graphic design is a kind of like a something two different thing. How do I supposed to handle two different thing at the same time? I choose to be kind of like a something YouTube the most, I choose to be content creation, I choose to be Photoshop, I choose to be uh like a this thing is most rather than Android thing. Why? Because of that key, like if I gonna build the app, it will not gonna kind of like a something boom overnight. No, it's not. Okay, yeah. And as also is this thing, I won't be able to make a app without having money. Okay, yeah. I really require some sort of money, and that money came from the YouTube. Okay, yeah. So it is really essential to me to build the YouTube career first. Okay, to build the YouTube, to make the content, to earn money through it, and whatever the money that I will gonna earn, I have to spend that money on the building the app. All right, yeah. So this is my kind of like a something a long term goal, long term kind of like a something aspiration that I wanted to do. All right, yeah. I also decided that ki till the end of 2030, 2030 means like that almost like a 6 year. I still have like a 6 year, no, I still have 5 years. Okay, yeah. I still have 5 year. Within the 5 year, I will gonna definitely make a app. Okay, yeah. And this kind of like a something that I have to be make sure that this will gonna happen. Okay, yeah. So this is my kind of like a something a long term goal. All right, yeah. But this is actually a long term goal regarding about your career. Now, what exactly your another thing like a life and then marriage? Yeah, I will gonna do that thing. Yeah, it's not really that priority to me, but I will gonna do that. I will gonna definitely married with someone else. Yeah, but one of the most important kind of like a something long term goal is that he build my app. Okay, I simultaneously I also focus on the YouTube thing, YouTube content creation. All right, yeah.